How does a community decide whether to limit multifamily housing developments, and what are the implications for the local economy and housing market? Welcome to the Multifamily Real Estate Insights podcast. I'm your host, Sandy McKay. Let's get right to it. In a decision that could have significant implications for the local housing market, the village of Germantown has decided against implementing a cap on multifamily housing development. This decision comes after months of intense discussions and thorough research by village officials, as reported by Hunter Turpin on September 11, 2025. The proposal to cap multifamily housing was initially considered due to concerns from some residents and officials about the increasing number of multifamily development proposals, a trend observed in many Milwaukee suburbs. However, with a new village president taking office in the spring, the local government began evaluating the necessity of such a limitation. During several public meetings, officials analyzed housing data and concluded that Germantown's current approval process for new developments is adequate. The village's housing stock is approximately 73% single-family homes, 25% multifamily, and 2% mobile homes. Additionally, 76% of Germantown's residents live in owner-occupied units, while 24% rent, a distribution comparable to nearby areas like Franklin, Menominee Falls, and New Berlin. Recent proposals in Germantown, including a high-density town center-style development, a 42-unit duplex and triplex project, and a proposed golf course redevelopment with over 350 housing units, have faced some opposition. Despite this, the decision was made not to adopt a formal cap. Instead, village staff will now incorporate data in development reports to highlight how proposed projects might affect the balance between single-family and multifamily housing, as well as potential impacts on the school district, tax revenue, and public infrastructure. Village President Bob Sonderberg expressed confidence in the decision, stating, "We didn't know what we didn't know, but once the information came in where Germantown fell, I feel comfortable with this path moving forward." Officials and staff agreed that imposing a cap could lead to long-term affordability issues and potential fair housing violations. This approach mirrors policies in other municipalities like Oconomowoc, which implemented a cap last year, resulting in delays for two proposed projects. Germantown's decision to maintain flexibility in its housing policies reflects a cautious optimism that balances growth with the community's needs and economic realities. Colliers has made a strategic move to bolster its multifamily platform by acquiring the Dallas-based Greystone Sales Group, also known as GREA Dallas. This acquisition brings a 25-person investment sales team into the Colliers fold, enhancing their scale and specialized expertise in the multifamily sector. David Josker, president of Colliers West Region, emphasized that this move aligns with the firm's strategic plan to expand its multifamily presence in the region. Josker highlighted that Colliers is committed to delivering top-tier multifamily services while broadening its reach in the Dallas-Fort Worth area and across the Texas region. He stated, "We are committed to recruiting and retaining the best talent in the market to deliver enhanced value for our clients." This commitment reflects Colliers' dedication to strengthening its position in one of the most active multifamily markets in the United States. The Dallas-Fort Worth region, often abbreviated as DFW, is recognized as one of the top 5 markets in the country for multifamily investment sales. According to a second quarter report by Colliers, the region's strong fundamentals, investor interest, and active development pipeline continue to make it a hotspot for multifamily investments. Despite a slight uptick in apartment completions in the second quarter of 2025, the overall construction activity has been on a decline for 11 straight quarters. Currently, there are 46,773 units under construction in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, with an additional 17,693 units expected to be delivered within the next year. This slowdown in new construction, coupled with strong job growth and continued population gains, has significantly boosted absorption rates. In the second quarter, DFW absorbed 15,682 units, up from 10,719 units in the first quarter, pushing occupancy across all property types to 94.2%. In a significant move for the Canadian real estate landscape, Canadian Apartment Properties Real Estate Investment Trust, commonly known as CAPREIT, has sold the International Plaza Apartments in North Vancouver to the Squamish Nation for $54.2 million. This transaction marks a pivotal moment as it returns the property to Squamish Nation ownership, a move that aligns with their long-term generational plan. The International Plaza Apartments, located at 1959 to 1999 Marine Drive, consist of two high-rise towers with a total of 471 rental units and over 65,000 square feet of commercial retail space. The property sits on reserve land in the Squamish Nation village of Squamish, also known as Capilano Indian Reserve No. 5. According to Howard Chai's report from September 11, 2025, the land was originally leased out for development in 1965, with construction completing in 1975. CAPREIT acquired it in 2004, and now the transaction brings the property back under the stewardship of the Squamish Nation. NCK's CEO Mindy White emphasized that this acquisition is more than just a real estate transaction. It is a step toward reclaiming control of our land, creating opportunities for our people, and building a future rooted in community, she stated. The Squamish Nation plans to bring a strong Squamish presence and cultural identity to the site. Jennifer Podmore Russell, Chief Development Officer of NCK, noted that this acquisition supports their ability to lead large-scale initiatives that drive economic sovereignty for the Squamish people, marking real progress toward the long-term vision set out in the nation's 25-year generational plan. CAPREIT's president and CEO, Mark Kenney, expressed honor in participating in a transaction that supports the Squamish Nation's journey toward expanded economic leadership and representation in the residential real estate industry in Canada. He emphasized the importance of high-quality living for residents and the development of more homes for Canadians. NCK has retained Peterson to oversee the daily operations of International Plaza. They plan to invest in capital improvements to building infrastructure, common spaces, and individual units, prioritizing health, safety, and quality of life for all residents. Peterson's Senior Vice President of Residential Barrett Sproson expressed commitment to supporting the community at International Plaza. This transaction, financed through the Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation's MLI Select program, represents a meaningful step in the broader context of reconciliation and economic empowerment for First Nations in Canada. It's an inspiring example of how real estate can play a role in fostering community growth and cultural preservation. Thank you for listening to the Multifamily Real Estate Insights podcast. I'm your host, Sandy Mackay. See you on the next one.